Hi, I'm Moonchild Lexi, and I am here with you. Welcome to day 28 of a collective transformational journey through the usage of short stories. The card and message for today is a number 22, just as I saw 22 seconds. And on the image here, we have the keyword of the foolish heart. I forget the name of the attire and role of the person we may see here, like a friar. Someone can leave in the comments if you know the name of this type of like religious follower era and time. Letting that part go. Looking at the image here, the foolish heart. Wow. Look at the imagery. It is something out of a Disney movie, isn't it? There's a man who looks content, at ease, at peace, and all surrounding them are animals coming towards them. So you may be like someone when you get to this point with your energy and this open heartedness. There's a drawing in because it's a soothing place to be. Like if you're someone, I was just picturing someone who, like you, may just naturally get along with children, get along with animals, have a care for these things. There's this softness in the heart that we can see here. And number 22 is a master number in numerology. It's known as the master teacher. And when the number reduces, we have a number 4, 222 on the timer. And that 4 is, just build a foundation. Let's jump into the story though. I'm excited to hear what's behind this image as we see a bunch of ducks, fishes, all kinds of wildlife here. The heart has its own reasons, which the mind cannot understand. The heart has its own dimension of being, which is completely dark for the mind. The heart is higher and deeper than the mind, beyond the reach of it. It looks foolish. Love always looks foolish because love is not utilitarian, meaning they want to use. The mind is utilitarian. It uses everything for something else. That is the meaning of being utilitarian. Mind is purposive, purposive and oriented. It turns everything into a means, and love cannot be turned into a means. That is the problem. Love in itself is the goal. And as a society, the value of the mind is still seen over the heart. Emotions do not just stem from the heart. That's a misconception. The heart is the home and the seat of your soul. Emotions, and in a way, can really actually come more so from the endocrine system of your body rather than just the heart. We tie emotions to the heart, so we think that mind over heart is better. Mind over matter. Well, yes, mind over matter, but heart over mind. The heart is the leader. The mind should, I don't like saying shoulds, but the mind is better served as a servant rather than the master and the leader. The crazy wisdom of Francis Assisi. I should have known. Saint Francis Assisi is a story of them. Fools always have a subtle wisdom in them, and the wise always act like fools. In the old days, all great emperors always had one fool in their court. They had many wise men, counselors, ministers, prime ministers, but always one fool. Why? Because there are things so-called wise men cannot be able to understand that only a foolish man can. Because the so-called wise are so foolish that their cunningness and cleverness closes their minds. A fool is simple and was needed because many times the so-called wise would not say something because they were afraid of the emperor. A fool is not afraid of anybody else. He will speak whatsoever the consequences. This is how the fool acts, simply, without thinking what the result will be. A clever man always thinks first of the result, then acts. Thought comes first, then action. A foolish man acts, though thought never comes first. Whenever someone realizes the ultimate, he is not like your wise men. He cannot be. He may be like your fools, but he cannot be like your wise men. When Saint Francis became enlightened, he used to call himself God's fool. The Pope was a wise man. And when Saint Francis went to see him, even the Pope thought this man had gone mad. He was intelligent, calculating, clever. Otherwise, how could he be a Pope? To become a Pope, one has to pass through much politics. To become a Pope, diplomacy is needed. A competitive aggression is needed to put others aside. To use others as ladders and then throw them. It is politics. Because a Pope is a political head. Religion is secondary or nothing at all. How can a religious man fight and be aggressive for a post? They are only politicians. Saint Francis came to see the Pope, and the Pope thought this man was a fool. But trees and birds and fishes thought in a different way. When Saint Francis went to the river, the fishes would jump in celebration that Francis had come. Thousands witnessed this phenomenon. Millions of fishes would jump simultaneously. The whole river would be lost in jumping fishes. Saint Francis had come, and the fishes were happy. And wherever he would go, birds would follow. They would come and sit on his leg, on his body, in his lap. They understood this fool better than the Pope. Even trees had become dry and were going to die, would become green and blossom again. If Saint Francis came near, these trees understood well that this fool was no ordinary fool. He was God's fool. Near that end there, I could feel Saint Francis's energy. I like to call on Saint Francis, especially as a prayer over my pets and my home when they're not feeling well. Of course, I put their being in the arms of God, but on a closer level, the energy is so soothing and so healing to also work with his energy. May we be a little, maybe retain our wisdom, but know that there are many things that can be a teacher for you. Even the foolish ones, our comedians, our jokesters, our magicians, the people that make us laugh, greatest healers. Until next time, all. Thank you.